Fresh from the battles in Kowloon, there's no rest for the best in the world as they pick up their rackets again in Shanghai in their quest to win badminton's premier competition. This is the BWF Super Series. Welcome to our BWF Highlights show for 2011. Back just 7 days after the Hong Kong Open in Kowloon, which was dominated by China, making it a clean sweep, winning all 5 categories of competition for the first time this year. In actual fact, they almost made it a clean sweep in 6 of the other 10 events before their blitz at the Hong Kong Coliseum, winning 4 in Malaysia, Korea, Singapore, Indonesia, China and Japan. An amazing run by China, so many were expecting them to continue their dominance here on home soil at the China Open, the penultimate BWF Super Series event of the year and the end of the regular season. This is event number 12, with the only one left after this, the season-closing Super Series Grand Finals, to be held in Lizhao. Held at the Yuanshen Gymnasium, this event is also the last of the 5 Super Series Premier events, which have lit up this year's calendar with not just the usual offering of world ranking points, but also staggering prize purses. Of the 4 previous Premier events, the Korean, All England, Indonesian and Danish Opens, the total prize money offered was over $2.5 million, with the highest individual purse in Korea, where $1.2 million was at stake. All eyes were on Wang, Xiaoli and Yihan here, as they could be the first players in the women's doubles to win 5 Premier events in 1 year. Did they? We will tell you what happened a little later on, in addition to the men's and women's singles, mixed and men's doubles, which is where we start. Sensationally, there was no Chai Yun-Haifeng in the semis as their run was stopped by a walkover in the quarters, giving Kawame Sato a last 4 spot, where they were joined by Ko In-yu of Korea, who stopped the ailing Malaysians Ku and Ta. Were filled by the Danes of Bo Mogensen and Li Yongdae. As it turned out, the Koreans of Ko Sung-hyun and Yu Yeon-seong dispatched the Japanese pair in straight games, and they would meet the Danes of Mathias and Carsten Mogensen, who edged out Jung Jae-sung and Li Yongdae in a titanic encounter. There was a repeat of the Korean Open final in January, but unlike that match, there was a straight games demolition by the Koreans. This could have gone either way, with both pairs giving their all to try and make the final.
Now this is the 4th meeting between these 2 pairs. The previous 3 have all been won by the... Last time they met was the semi-final of the first ever Premier Super Series event, the Korean Open, earlier this year. 2 straight games it was. So the World Championship silver medalists, far side of the court, Koreans, Young and Yu Young-sung. Well, already Mathias with a word with the service judge, saying the opponent's serve is too flat or too high. Well worked by the Koreans. A couple of drop shots, then the power play. into, missed by Mathias Bo.
That's a nice channel attack again.
Only needed the one. Well worked. Great tactical awareness by the number 3 seeds throughout the entirety of that opening game. But on every occasion that these two pairs have met each other, the Danes have won the opening game. Has gone wide.
Caught in two minds there, I think. I was expecting more pace to be on that shuttle.
Pushed it wide.
And as with Zhang yesterday, Yu is making a lot of mistakes when there's no pace on the shuttle.
Looks to me as if he's run out of ideas and run out of patience. Well, there was no logical reason why Carsten Mogensen wasn't ready, and the crowd making it quite clear what they thought of that. Pushed it wide.
Same again, Yu makes the mistake with no pace on the shuttle.
One will do. And the Danes delighted with their performance. Their 5th Super Series title, plus of course that Super Series finals title at the beginning of this year. Well, that's nice sportsmanship. Good to see from the Koreans applauding their opponents onto court, onto the podium.
So, former world number ones Mathias and Carsten Mogensen won their 2nd BWF World Super Series Premier Tournament of the year in China. The Danes, whose only other title this year was at the All England in March, dominated South Koreans Ko Sung-hyun and Yu Yeon, who were playing in their first Super Series final. After a 42-minute battle, Mogensen recorded a 21-17, 21-13 victory over Sung-hyun Yeon-seong to become the first Europeans to win the men's doubles title since the China Open became part of the Super Series in 2007. The Danes' victory at the Yuan Shen Gymnasium of Pudong in Shanghai means they matched their best Super Series performance from last year, when they also won twice at the Denmark and French Opens. Their only other Super Series win was at the 2009 Korea Open. On the way, on our BWF highlight show, the battle of the Wangs never ends in the women's singles draw. All the action from the mixed doubles, and Lin Dan and Lee Chong-wei face off for the 2nd time in a week in the men's singles. But right now, we move from the men's doubles and we focus now on the women's doubles event, where it was another chance for the undisputed pairing of Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang to shine and make unique history. 5 premier event titles in 2011 and 4 consecutive Super Series titles after winning in Hong Kong, France and Denmark in the preceding 2 months. It was also another chance for revenge for Tianqing Zhao Yunlei, losing finalists in those 3 events. Both pairs would make it to the quarters with ease, and then the semis with Zhao Li-Yang beating their countrywomen Cheng and Pan convincingly 21-11, 21-9, while Tianqing and Zhao Yunlei also easily destroyed the Japanese pair of Matsuo Naoto 21-10, 21-7. One more Chinese pairing would join them in the last 4, that of Tang Jinhua, Xia Huan, along with another Japanese pair, Fuji and Kakiwa. Nobody wants to face Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang these days, such has been their dominance, and the task this time fell to the 3rd seeds of Mizuki Fuji and Reika Kakiwa, who threw everything at the Chinese pair, but could never wrestle an advantage to work off, eventually falling 21-13, 21-14. They would face Tang Jinhua and Xia Huan in the final, who were awarded a walkover against the 2nd seeds Tianqing and Zhao Yunlei.
The number 1 seeds, the world champions, Wang, Xiaoli and Yu Yang, make their way into the stadium. And their opponents, the youngsters, Tang Jinhua and Xia Huan, just 19 years of age. So here we are, the first of our finals. The world champions, number 1 seeds, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang, up against Tang Jinhua and Xia Huan. So the reigning world champions, the world number 1s, appearing in their 12th consecutive final. This year, that is. That's landed a long way in. Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang expected to win this. Chance to make history. Do you think the nerves will be getting to them a little bit?
I don't think they'll see it like that, to be honest, Jill. I think they're going out there. It's a pair that they'll know well, they're trained with. I think they'll just be looking to try and dominate from the start.
Of course, the youngsters world junior champions 2 years ago. Oh my goodness, she threw off her back support in the middle of the rally. Wang Xiaoli has gone well wide.
Yeah, before the previous point, she spent a long time trying to adjust it.
Great backhand. Oh. What a brilliant neck shot from Xia Huan. Simple kill after a good return of serve. And it means that Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang are a game away from creating history. 21-11 that opening game in 18 minutes. use the word relentless. It is, isn't it?
Oh, it's good.
Very good. Oh, well saved.
Nice shot, good skills.
This time, second time of asking. Well, what a year they've had. Their 10th title of the year. Wang, Xiaoli and Yihan. For the 10th time this year, will stand on top of the podium.
History was officially created at the Yuanshen Gymnasium of Pudong in Shanghai on final Sunday, when Wang, Xiaoli, Yang became the first players in history to win 4 consecutive BWF World Superseries tournaments. Wang, Xiaoli, Yang were part of an elite band of 13 players who had won 3 consecutive Super Series tournaments, and their 21-11-21-10 victory over teammates Tang Jinhua, Zhao elevated them to a higher plane. China's Chen Long, Zheng Bo, Gao Ling, Chai Yun, Fu Haifeng, Ma Jin and Hua Xin, South Korea's Jung Jae-sung, Lee Yong-dae, Indonesia's Sony Dwi Kunchuro and Lee Chong-wei were the players to win 3 Super Series titles on the trot. In winning the China Open, the world champions also made a clean sweep of all the World Super Series Premier tournaments in 2011. They had earlier captured the Korea, Indonesia and Denmark Opens, as well as the All England title. The duo also won the French and Hong Kong Opens for a season-leading 7 World Super Series tournament wins. It was the most by any player or pair, male or female, in the 12-leg Super Series season. Still plenty to come on this BWF Highlights show, and up next, ZZ Top, Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei go in search of their 4th mixed doubles title and 2nd on the trot. All that and more in just a bit. Welcome back to our BWF Highlights show for 2011, where next up is a mixed doubles draw, which over the course of the season so far has thrown up a number of winners, though ruled by world champions Zhang Nan, Zhao Yunlei with 3 titles, and the Danes of Joachim Fischer and Christina Pedersen with 2 titles. The Danish pair have been the one to watch recently, though, making the last 4 and winning 2 of them. It has been a very open category all year, and the quarterfinals reflected that again. 2 Chinese pairs, Zhang and Zhao and Tao Jiaming Zhao, joined by 2 Thai pairs, Jongjit Amitapai and Anugrit Vorovich, and 2 Danish pairs, one of which, Fischer and Pedersen, would make the semis. Along with the 2 Chinese pairs, Anugrit Vorovich would continue their great run into the last 4, ending the run of Malaysians Chan and Go. No real upsets in the semi-finals here, as world champions Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei easily beat their national teammates Jia Ming and Xia Huan 21-18, 21-19 to make their 4th final in 2011. In the other match, Joachim Fischer and Christina Pedersen continued their electric form by putting an end to the wonderful run of the Thai pairing of Anugrit and Vorovich, who on their way to the last 4 took out the British pair of Blair White and the Germans of Fuchs and Michels, both in tight games. So a repeat of the Hong Kong final was on the cards.
Extraordinary run continues for the world number 3 ranked pair, Joachim Fischer-Nielsen and Christina Pedersen. 4th final in 4 consecutive tournaments played. 21-18, 21-14, the margin of victory in this semi-final over the number 7 seeds, Songpong Anugre Teowan and Kunchela Vorovici Chaiko. champions. 21-year-old Zhang Nan and his partner Zhao Yunlei, beaten finalists a year ago, beaten by Xiaoli and Tianqing. Christina Peterson and Joachim Fischer-Nielsen. The Danes appearing in their 4th consecutive final in 4 tournaments played. So this is the 6th meeting between these two pairs. Of the previous 5, the Danes have won 4 of them. In fact, they won the first 4, and it was only the final last week in Hong Kong where the Chinese world champions got the better of the Danes. Mixed doubles final. Lets that go long. Over to the young compatriots.
Well, she's in great form in this match.
I should point out, of course, that it was Tianqing who withdrew injured. Logical reason why he should be tentative at front of the court, though, is there, Ian? Because, I mean, he's a fine men's doubles player. Good rally. Pushed it long, and now 10 game point opportunities. Well, I don't think it's just nerves. Problems with his serve, I think, in general, because he should be fairly relaxed with 10 game points. Take it on their 2nd opportunity. 21-11.
Just able to take the attack and serve so tight that they're serve.
She watched it carefully, made sure it was coming over the net. It's a good serve. Incredible defense from the world champions.
Telling herself how well she has been playing in the last few weeks. She sometimes takes one good shot to turn it around.
The defense there from the Chinese, absolutely superb.
Read it well.
He's playing totally differently today.
Hits herself on the head. Disappointed with that one.
Great defence, great reactions from York and Fischer-Nielsen. Quite noticeable, your point, Ian, about Zhang Nan. His movement up the court, he's absolutely standing his ground, he's pouncing on any little half-court pushes. Time in 6 meetings now that the match hasn't gone the full distance. Only time has been won and lost in 2 straight games, but today it was a superb performance by the world champions, Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei. 21-11, 21-14 in 37 minutes of play. Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei, 2 titles now in 2 weeks. Repeat of the final from Hong Kong, but unlike Hong Kong, today the world champions won in 2 straight games.
The Chinese superstars showed they have well and truly overcome their jinx when they defeated Denmark's Joachim Fischer, Nielsen and Christina Pedersen 21-11, 21-14 to take the top prize. It was Zhang Nan Zhao Yunlei's second consecutive victory over the Europeans. They also won at the Hong Kong Open just a week before. Nielsen Pedersen had won the 4 of the first 4 encounters between the pairs, and Sunday's title decider was the first time a match between these pairs didn't go the full distance. All 5 previous matches went into rubber games. The Chinese world champions, who also captured the Badminton Asia Championships, had also won Super Series titles in South Korea and Indonesia, and their victory cemented their position as the world's top mixed doubles pair. Nielsen Pedersen was Super Series champions in Denmark and France, and also finished as runners-up at the Japan Open. Next up on our BWF Highlights show, Wang Xixian's dreams of defending her Super Series finals title from last year take an unexpected blow in the women's singles. Find out why in just a bit. You're back on our BWF Highlights show, and we are with the women's singles tournament, where undoubtedly the biggest story of the week was the defeat of Wang Xixian in the second round by Thailand's 3-time world junior champion Inathon Ratchanok in straight games. A killer blow to Xixian's hopes of playing in the season-ending Super Series finals, as only 2 women's singles players are allowed from China for the event. And you guessed it, there are 3 Wangs. The other 2, Yihan and the informed Zin, made it through to the semis easily, winning in straight games, as she did throughout the week. Though Yihan was surprisingly stretched to a rubber set by Bulgaria's Petya Nedelcheva, she would meet countrywoman Liu Xin, while Wang Xin would meet Liu Ziru, meaning all 4 semi-final spots were filled by China's best on home soil, much to the delight of the fans, the Yuan Shen Gymnasium. And with 4 of the world's best in the semis, the world was treated to rubber sets in both games, with Wang Xin coming back from a game down to narrowly beat Liu Ziru 15-21, 21-18, 23-21, while Wang Yihan lost the second game in her match against Liu Xin, but held her composure to take the third game and book her spot in the final.
So the women's singles final. Wang Xin, far side of the court, was beaten finalist here 2 years ago, losing out to Jiang Yanxiao. Yes.
Yeah, that's a well-constructed rally. We saw that quite a lot in the final in Denmark, Jill, where Wang tried to build a lot from that deep backhand corner of Wang Yihan. There she goes again.
Oh, nicely done.
Because when she goes to that other corner, Wang Yihan's very, very accurate from the deep forehand corner. Dueling rally. Both players playing really well in that rally, both having opportunities.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Again, pressure into that deep backhand corner. And that creates the space in the front court.
Oh, that is just fabulous.
There's the difference. When you go to that forehand corner, she's so dangerous.
Oh, here we go. Problem with the knee. And the umpire is calling for the tournament referee, who in turn will call for the doctor.
I think you're right, Jill. I think we're seeing the end of it here.
Yeah. I mean, in all fairness, to beat the world #1, and so she's only the #2 seed here, Yihan, to beat her, you really do have to be on top form. You have to be 100%, don't you? Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Well, calling it a day, and the hometown player, Wang Yihan, from this city of Shanghai, takes her first ever China Open title at her 7th attempt. The winner's check for Wang Yihan. Just checks it. It is indeed $26,250 US.
So it was despair for Wang Xin, who was also gunning for her 4th consecutive Super Series title. She, however, suffered an injury in the women's singles final and had to concede the match to teammate and world #1, Wang Yihan. Yihan was leading 18-12 when Wang Xin suffered her injury. It meant the duo ended the season with 4 Super Series titles each. Wang Yihan's other Super Series wins came at the Korea, Indonesia, and Japan Opens. Wang Xin was triumphant at the Singapore, Denmark, French, and Hong Kong Opens. Wang Xixian had 3 Super Series wins: Malaysia, the All England, and the China Masters. With Thailand's Porntip Burana Prasertsik the sole non-Chinese winner, she won the India Open, which the Chinese players skipped due to its close proximity with the Badminton Asia Championships. We're not done yet on our BWF Highlights show. The world witnessed Lin Dan back to top form in Hong Kong. Could he continue to shine, or would his injury jinx surface again? Find out how he fared in just a moment. This is the BWF Highlights Show for 2011, coming to you from the heart of Shanghai for the China Super Series premiere and the men's singles tournament, which was prepared for another sizzling Super Dan performance after the world and Olympic champion proved his injury concerns are almost behind him, after his devastating performance just 7 days before this event, winning the Hong Kong Open in style, which pushed him back to number 2 in the world. The semi-final draw for the men's singles featured the usual names, with Li Wei and Lin Dan, who breezed through the quarters, joined by Chen Long again, who missed out on his first final in 4 events at Hong Kong, falling to Chen Jin. He would face Simon Santoso from Indonesia, who dismissed Peter Gade in a thrilling quarterfinal, coming back from a game down to eventually take it 15-21, 21-15, 21-16. Chen Long was the man to watch in China, and he made short work of Simon Santoso in the semi-finals, totally dominating the front and back courts while dishing out some of the precision and power that won him the 3 titles in a row. The second seed took just 44 minutes to dispose of the SEA Games champion in straight games, 21-14, 21-14. He would meet Lin Dan in the final, who snatched his 18th win from 26 meetings against Li Wei, beating him in straight games for the second time in a week.
Missed it. 21-14, 21-14, symmetry in the scoreline. And the defending champion still on course to retain his title through to the final for the second consecutive year. Yes, he does seem to be extravagant in his celebrations at times, Chen Long. There's the final rally. The smash goes wide. So this is the first time they've met in over 12 months. Our court officials for the last of our finals this afternoon. So the former champion, the left-handed Lin Dan, against the defending champion, Chen Long. Well, indeed.
Absolutely. I think these matches, the closer the Olympic Games gets, these matches get more important though. You know, this could well be a medal match in the Olympics, so both players will be keen to try and get some ascendancy in these situations.
Because, I mean, this could determine who's the opposite end of the draw to the world number 1. Li Wei, whoever's number 2 in the rankings, of course. I think Li Wei, unless he has a disaster, will probably remain at world number 1.
Yeah, but I'm sure when the Olympics comes round, he won't want to have to play the 2 of them. You know, if he's third, he's going to, because there's country seeding, he's going to be in the opposite half to Chen Long. Therefore, he'll have to play Li Wei in the semi-final and possibly Chen Long in the final. And that's a much harder route than being in the opposite end of the draw to Li Wei and having Chen Long play Li Wei in the semi-final. Then he only has to play one of them rather than both of them. So I still think there's something on this match and any other encounters they have this year.
Assuming, of course, everything goes to form.
Well, you have to say these 3 this year, with these 2 with Li Wei, have been
outstanding,
completely dominant.
Oh, unbelievable. That's just extraordinary.
again from that corner if he's got time. Last time it was the cross-court winner. This time it's the straight winner.
Just wide. Well, that's very careless error. But it means that and short. There, disguise. Throwing in the drop shot rather than the power play. The result's the same. The winner, and therefore the opening game for the 4 times former champion, Lin Dan, 21-17. That's magnificent. Great angle. Good rally.
Lin Dan space for the second net, read it this time. That was an anxious look at the lines judge as well.
7th match point. Lin Dan converts. 26-24, having won the first 21-17. And for Lin Dan, awarded by Zhang Nan, his 5th China Open title, regains the title. The last year was won by this man, Chen Long. His 2nd Premier win of the year, having won the first, the Korean Open, and now the last, the China Open.
Remarkably, despite all his successes on the court for the 4-time world champion and reigning Olympic and Asian Games gold medalist, Sunday's victory marked only the 2nd time in his career that Lin Dan had won back-to-back BWF World Super Series tournaments. It was also Lin Dan's 3rd Super Series win of the year. He won the Korea Open in January as well. 4 years ago, Lin Dan won back-to-back Super Series titles by winning the Korea Open and All England crowns. Those were the first 2 of his now 15 Super Series titles. It is still 5 short of the record held by his arch-rival Lee Chong-wei, but with Super Dan looking as sharp as ever, that mark could well be broken next year. So, for the 6th time this year, China win 4 out of 5 categories at a BWF Super Series event. Lin Dan was the champion in the men's singles, Wang Yihan ruled the women's singles, Zhang and Zhao took top spot in the mixed doubles, while Wang Xiaoli and Yang Yu continued their ultimate dominance, making it 4 in a row in the women's doubles. It was only Boa and Mogensen to break the clean sweep by taking the men's doubles. So with the China Super Series premiere done and dusted, we've come to the end of the regular season that has, over the last 11 months, spanned the globe and brought with it some of the best badminton on show. It all started in Malaysia in January, then shifted through Korea, England and India over the following 3 months. Singapore and Indonesia followed them to mark the halfway point of the season. Then the players traveled to China, Japan, Denmark, France, Hong Kong, and now Shanghai. Of the 60 titles that have been up for grabs, China has taken a massive 41 of them, with Malaysia second with a distant 5. One more tournament left, the grand finals in Lizhou, for the top 8 singles and doubles players, and we will be there for it. That's all for now, though, so see you next time on your BWF Highlights Show 2011. For now, goodbye.